Hello. Oh yeah, this is working great.
This is pretty. Yeah, I think it's because it's just a smaller world.
It is quite small, so there's not a lot to do, but
Yeah,
it is functioning.
it is functioning. Are you having your world music on?
I do have it on, but I can turn it off if you want.
Oh no, no, it's up to you. Just it's client side. So
Okay.
it's if you
I
want the music in your video, that's the issue.
I see. Uh, I don't usually put music in this kind of stuff, so
Mhm.
I think it'll be fine.
Right. So where are we doing this?
Um,
Really is a pretty world though.
it is. I was thinking maybe like here, because then there's places to jump and whatnot. Um, is this okay?
Yeah, this is fine.
All right, cool.
Look, these
I'm
look
gonna
like they
pretend
sit
I
in
can
the
sit.
living room. Yeah, I look decent. Okay. It's actually such a pretty world. Wow. I actually really like this.
Yeah, it's really
Actually something
nice.
to come back and take photos of later.
Yeah. Like I feel like this is a really good spot to like meditate in.
Yeah, and it's very peaceful. Like this would be a really good chill space.
Yeah.
Where is worlds? How do I go to worlds? They've changed the UI, so I don't know where the hell everything is. It's super
Oh.
annoying. Here we go. Add to favorites. Chill. Cool. Nice.
Okay.
And sorry if we get interrupted because I do still live for penance, so they come in and
Yep.
ask questions and whatnot.
Fair enough. I mean, I might suddenly lose internet, so
That
we
is true as
have
well.
we have some
Funny how
difficulties.
you lose your internet. Funny how you lose internet after you've streamed. Like, shouldn't streaming be the
Yeah.
time when it starts to crash?
Yeah, I know,
That
right? I
makes
guess
sense.
I'm just gonna get lucky. That's okay. I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
I guess so.
All right, here we go.
It's
I gotta remember
ready.
how to do
Yeah.
this. I do this once a month, then I forget every month.
Was intimidating doing interviews, you know, one on one with a person
It
on the
can
camera and all
be.
that kind of stuff.
All right, hello.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I am being awkward and I don't remember how to start this, so uh hello. Quick flow. How are
You're
you?
the one driving the.
I know. That doesn't give you much confidence, but here we are.
Got all the technical difficulties out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, very tired.
Yeah.
Oh,
Busy day.
dogs barking all night is not a good. Oh no, we had dogs barking all night last night. Not
Mm.
ideal for sleep.
Yeah.
Not our dogs because we don't have dogs. They're neighbors' dogs. Good fun.
Yeah. Of course. And that's like the worst kind because then they're more annoying.
Especially at like
Yeah.
3 in the morning.
Mhm. 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 Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Well,
enjoying the
wait.
weekend.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad. Would you like the first question?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Why did you accept the invite?
I know you were a really chill person, and you know you helped me with a lot of the text to speech stuff
Mm-hmm.
when we were sorting that kind of stuff out. So you know, I was just like, why not just see what it all is, and just
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just just yeah, just find out.
Yep. Screw around and find out.
Yeah, literally. Oh,
Oh
is it? Yep.
gosh.
Okay.
Yep. That's
Hello. Here
happening.
we go. That might happen.
That's okay. It
Full body tracking is not foolproof.
no. Oh, that's
Oh
great. I
lord.
love it. Um, the
Full
next
body yet
question.
again.
The next question is, what do you do?
What do you mean? What do I do? Like In terms of what? Like just everyday life?
It's
For a
it
job or
it could be whatever you feel comfortable saying or all of the above. Honestly, it's open-ended
jeez.
for whatever, really.
What do I do? Honestly, probably I do too much. I do sport. I work a 9 to 5 as a photographer. I stream. I make content. You know, play. Constantly trying to play. And improve with like video games that I enjoy, like Counter Strike, Rocket League. I play in like Rocket League tournaments. And I've got like little side hustles with some of the games that I do with their like in-game items to like make profit and all that kind of stuff. So I have a lot that
Yeah.
I have on a weekly basis. Like I have very little time like to spare sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like I overcommit myself, but it's like I enjoy doing all these things, so I don't want to. I never want to sacrifice things.
Yeah. I feel that.
It's
I've
about
I've
yeah.
I've definitely encountered that
It's
myself.
it is. It's hard to cut something out. It's like, but I enjoy this. I don't wish to cut it out, but you have too
Yeah.
many things on your plate. You can't just keep stacking them up.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes when I encounter that, I get annoyed that I have to sleep. Like, if I could just not
Yeah,
sleep,
but
like, I could, like, do some of the stuff I actually want to do. But no, I
exactly.
gotta make sure I function.
Exactly. I need to. It's like, oh, I can't stay up to 3 a.m. because I have work tomorrow, and I need sleep to be able to function and do my job.
Yeah. And then don't get me started on, like, having to have a job in order to stay alive. It's like, ugh. If I didn't need a
Exactly.
job, I could do other things too.
Exact. Well, I used to work just at an ordinary cafe. I didn't work a 9 to 5. I only worked like 4 days a week, you know. And then some of the days I did work, when I did go to like about 5 to 6 days, I was working shorter shifts. So it's like I would go to work at like 5 in the morning. I would then be home by 10 a.m. and have the whole day still to do stuff.
Yeah.
But when you have a 9 to 5, you really quickly realize you don't get a lot of time because there's not enough time
Hmm.
in the morning to do anything. And by the time you get home, get your meals, like do your dinner, settle in, get resting. It's like ready to go to sleep and start the next day of work. And it's like, oh, I don't have time to do anything I enjoy.
Yeah. 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 I feel that. You mentioned you play sports. What kind of sport?
I do bowling, 10-pin bowling.
Nice. What's your highest score?
I have bowled, I think at least 15 300s. Two of them being
Nice.
officially registered ones.
Congratulations.
So,
That's a lot of
yeah.
skill.
I've been doing it for like 15 years. I've represented in several different sporting teams at different stages of competition. So, yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Mm,
Um that thank you for sharing. That's really cool.
that's all good.
Do you want to move on or do you feel like there's more here to say about what kinds of things you do?
I don't know. Like, I feel really bad getting too into detail with them because I could literally, like, I was talking about, like, dealing with, like, the in-game items for one game. I could literally
Mhm.
go down a rabbit hole and talk Europe for about an hour. Like, I do that with my boyo,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm happy to listen to you, but I really don't understand. But
Mhm.
it makes you happy, so, I'm trying to learn, but I'm like, I could be like, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. And I just feel like I get too, like, into detail with those things, because pretty much all it is, to skim over it, is Counter-Strike has, weapons because it's a first-person shooter.
Mhm.
Um, there's a loot box system and drop system where you can get new skins for them. They all have a monetary value that can be sold for, for real money outside of Steam. And I find ways to invest in it, turn a profit, and grow my inventory and grow my balance to be able to go on to do more lucrative things. Like I've literally bought like 2 PCs from Counter-Strike skins alone, and
Nice.
in the short 2 months that I've got back into doing them, with a new system I've been doing, I have turned. My inventory was about 1,500. It's now worth about 4K.
Wow.
So I'm like, yeah, it takes a lot of mental power to find define the niches and the areas you need to be able to find where that profit is. But
Yeah.
I have literally have Excel spreadsheets like breaking stuff down, finding out profit over time and all this kind of stuff, and it's basically like stocks, but
Yeah.
it's not stocks because
It's different.
Counter-Strike does not work like a stock market because
Yeah.
it's just dumb. It's really dumb. It doesn't work under normal supply and demand. It's a very interesting world.
That is interesting.
But yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. And then my job is just I'm just a photographer, video person. I won't get into too much detail because it would narrow me down too much, and
Yep.
I very much like my anonymity
For
when
sure.
it comes to all of this stuff, because literally some of my my viewers and all that, they know I'm in Australia. That's it. They don't know what I look like. They don't know my name. Most of them don't even know what state I live in. Like I very much like that
Yeah.
level of anonymity, and only those few people that I can trust and hold dear can find out more.
Yeah.
And even some of those don't even know, they might know my name. I think there's 3 people that basically know everything about me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like anonymity is a really big thing when it comes to,
Yeah.
content creation and all that kind of stuff.
It can be. Yeah. I mean, we've definitely
It
seen
is,
the
like, there's one,
consequences of.
exactly.
We've definitely seen other
even just,
people. Yeah. Yeah. So
well,
I get that.
imagine if, well, yeah, could you just imagine if, somehow people found me like this, they found where I work, told my boss, oh wow, your blah 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 is a furry, and it's just like, what's that? And then they can, spread all this shit, and I could people can lose jobs, lose their lives, they've got to move around to try and get away from it all, where if I woke up one day and was like, I'm done with content creation, I'm happy with where to stop right here, I could just stop. The people that I care about will still know where the hell I am and all that, but I'm not it's not like I have to be watching over my shoulder.
Yeah. For sure.
Being just are people now going to try and find where I am because I'm not around anymore and all that kind of stuff. It's just, it's a lot, it's mostly a lot of paranoia, but it
But
is
I
also
mean,
a nice protection.
yeah. The internet, if nothing else.
It's just peace of mind.
Yeah. I mean, it's done a good job of training us to realize that you kind of have to be a little paranoid on the internet. Whoa! There you go!
Yep.
Bye-bye!
It's
Great. I love it.
so dumb.
Alright. Next question? Why do you do what you do?
Did it come through? Oh god. Well, yeah, pretty much. I enjoy it. I throw myself into things that I enjoy. Obviously, things like work. When I started, I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. At the moment, it's not that fun. I'm gonna admit it's not that great at the moment, and I'm almost at the stage of resenting it. But obviously, you need to work to survive and pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. So, but
Yeah.
all the other stuff is, I just do them because I enjoy them, and I enjoy, and I'm one of those people that are I could wake up one day and be find something, a new interest, for example, me and my partner, we play, we were playing 7 Days to Die, like exclusively. That's all we were playing. And then as soon as Baldur's Gate came out, we flipped over to that, and it's all we've touched for like the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks or how long it's been out. Like that's what I am. Like when I find something I like, I throw myself into it like head first.
Yeah.
I can also drop it as soon as I don't find it satisfying anymore and jump to something else. Like
Interesting.
so, if it's with the, learning how to do the Counter-Strike skin stuff, I feel it makes me feel really smart on it. Like I feel like I'm actually, like I know it's just silly skins, but the fact that I've got to like make spreadsheets, watch markets, I feel it makes me feel really smart.
Yeah.
When I know I'm not that, I'm not that smart. I can't spell to save my life. And then, I like playing the games, like, just in general, because I always like to self-improve. I always like, seeing what new stuff I can learn and, getting better at it, climbing ranks and all that kind of stuff. And I find a lot of enjoyment in, like, achieving those accomplishments. And then, yeah. And it's just, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why do you stream?
Why do I stream? It's funny, this question's come up a fair few times.
I'm sure it's a pretty easy one.
Yeah. Normally what I've told many people in chat that have come back and we've had our sit-downs and talks like this, I wanted to stream... excuse me. I wanted to stream to make a safe space for a community. It was never about, recognition, or never about money, or never about the views or likes. Like, those things are all nice, don't get me wrong. Like, my community was so supportive that I was able to upgrade my PC to what I is today, and that's insane what they did. But at the end of the day, all I ever wanted was to make a safe space for people to be able to feel at home, feel welcome, judge free, and just be able to hang out and enjoy their time with, like-minded people. And
yeah,
with the VR chat streams I do, we normally do our own thing at the start, and then eventually I open it up, and people can join. We play games or just chill and chat and learn about people. And I've seen some people grow and, like, they would just not talk. They would just completely mute. They would not say a word. And some people now, like, actually slowly opening up and actually talking in public settings, which is hard for them. And it's kind of, like, really, heartwarming to see that growth and change.
Yeah.
Like, I've literally had messages in the past. One that stuck with me a lot. He was a fairly regular viewer before I was QuickFlow, and he DM'd me randomly one day after a stream and said, "Hey, your streams really helped me, put a smile on my face. My dad is in and out of prison non-stop, and your streams really make it easier to forget about all the crap in life." And I was like, how do I react to this? This is too wholesome.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that, if I can make someone smile with, the dumb antics I do, or someone, feel like they are able to open up about things, that's all I really want. I just want, there's too many, there's too much crap on the internet and in life to deal with, and, if I can be a distraction or, a way people can forget about all that kind of stuff, that's all I really care about, because life is not easy. It's not, most of the time it's not fair, but we have to do what we need to do to survive. So
yeah,
if I can make that a little bit easier and more tolerable, then that's all I really want.
Yeah. All right, cool, thank you. That I also don't know how to respond to that other than thank you. There's a lot there, and I want to extend my gratitude to your mission, I guess. Yes, gratitude to your mission.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one quick second and try to reduce the... Can you reduce the volume of the in-game music?
Yes, you
feel like you should be able
to. Go to your
to.
settings, so pull up your menu, and there should be a little speaker icon. If you go to the speaker icon, it'll have like audio settings, and you have master, UI, world, voices, and avatar, and you should be able to pull down the world volume to stop it being so loud.
Okay.
Can this
Thank you.
stop? What up?
And then I can
Behave.
bump up your voice. Yeah. Excellent. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have done that
Can you
sooner,
stop moving?
but it's okay.
Hey, it's good.
Okay. Do you want the next question?
Yeah.
All right. The next question is, do you make things?
Do I make things?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I make content, so, you know,
That counts.
I make that. That counts. Try. Well, actually, one of the best thing would be the photography I do in VR.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do quite a lot of photography in VR, and even you inviting us to this world, I'm instantly just like, you got symmetry in this shot. I want to stand right here and take a photo. There's also the waterfall, the moon. There's
Yeah.
like several different shots I've already want to take, and when I got here, and
Uh, there's one other secret to this map I want to show you.
oh, okay,
Let me show you. It's over here.
like right, oh, oh.
Secret.
Oh, is this one of the actual dungeons?
You can't go in,
No.
but yes, it represents here.
Right. 'Cause I
Yeah.
have seen the actual world, which has these in it, and
Uh-huh.
that world is insane.
Yeah. I kind of want to go see.
Massive. Like, it's got full. Your computer will not handle it.
I figured as much, but eventually I'd love to go see that.
No, for sure, for sure. It's literally just a Breath of the Wild. If you look up Breath of the Wild, you surely would find it.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, this
But
this
yeah.
is a little secret here that I found.
Yeah, I like worlds when they put secrets in it. It makes them funner to explore.
Yeah, for sure. We could continue the
yeah.
interview here if you want.
If you
I
want,
could sit down
unless you
right
want
here.
the nice scenery that's outside.
I mean, there's that, but also like there's always like this way I'm closer to you and I can see your mouth move.
Oh God, yeah, okay. So what was the question? What were we talking about
I
again?
don't. Let me go look. I forgot. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. Uh. Okay. Yeah. This works. Right. I was asking if you made things, and you mentioned content creation
made things, that's
and
Yeah.
photography. Sorry,
So-
photography in VR.
Yeah. Yeah, so the one of the probably thing I produce the most of is VR photography, and I post them. I try and post one photo a day. Besides the weekends, I don't worry about the weekends. And then I try and post a clip a week. Recently, I've been really burnt out with work, so I really haven't been motivated to really edit anything. Plus, my editing software before this was very, very slow, so it was very painful. But now, hopefully, I can get back into that. But yeah, so edit clips, take photos in VR. Outside of that, I really haven't made much recently. But I used to paint D&D minis quite a lot.
Ooh,
Like
fun.
one little dwarven guy would take me like 8 hours to paint.
Oh, that's a lot of detail.
And I've painted. Oh yeah, yeah. They're really, really satisfying when they're done, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I painted a few of those, and then I painted some like more bigger things. Like I painted a full-on trebuchet, which was like this big, and it took me like so long. It was very basic to paint, but the sheer size of it used up so much paint.
Yeah.
So much goddamn paint.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've painted a few of them. But besides that, I really haven't really made much besides just online content, really.
Yeah. All right. Cool. The next question is, why do you really make things?
Why do I really make things?
Yeah, like, kind of like, what's the... Sure, maybe making something, you make it because you like it, but what's an underlining reason for that? Like, does it fulfill something? Does it make you feel good about yourself? Like, is there underlining reason in particular as to why you make the things that you do?
Well, the content, like the videos and all that, I make that one because I get to make people laugh and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
the touch base on the stuff we were talking about before. I just want to make people laugh and smile, and also it's a way to like save memories of the like stuff that I've kind of accomplished and achieved, and how far I've come from with making the channel in the first place.
Yeah.
The photo stuff is I just like them. Like it's a really good excuse to to practice my skills like IRL in
Yeah.
VR because
Mm-hmm.
framing, rule of thirds, editing them in post, like they're all pretty fundamentally the same, except I'm not going to be able to take, a photo of, Legend of Zelda waterfalls and temples in real life. So I got to do it
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with the D&D stuff, I just really, it was new skills. It was very relaxing. I actually found it very soothing and yeah, relaxing and just calming to just sit there and paint away. That's probably why I did so many of them because at the time I was in a very stressful situation, and yeah, I
Yeah.
won't get into that unless a question pops up a bit more about that. But
Fair
yeah,
enough. Fair enough. Yep, it's understandable, but that's cool. Thank you
yeah,
for what's the words I'm trying to say? Thank you for
thank you.
sharing. That's the word.
And there I go. Stop it.
It's
Really hating
entertaining,
me today.
honestly. Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
with the kind of rough start that we had, we might as well.
yeah. Scuff. That's why you just embrace scuff. That's all you do. Embrace it.
Yeah, yeah. Humans are nothing but scuffed.
Hold on, I'm gonna refresh this.
Got
There we go. See if that fixes it.
all right. Uh, do you feel like you answered the question sufficiently?
Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, who is someone you like?
In what sense?
Everyone asks me that. I mean it innocently, and maybe that's something I should add is like, who is someone you just find cool? Who is someone that you're like, ah, I like that person. They're neat.
Well, no matter what it was, it would be yeah, the partner Keenan.
Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot. He's really
Yeah.
awesome. I stumbled across them a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago, but it's like maybe been a year.
Ah,
And,
yeah.
I stumbled across their stream. They're a comfy, cozy streamer with a dash of chaos. That's what they always say. Very neon theme. I thought it was really, really cool. They were just very, like, they were someone I was able to just settle into in their streaming community and just felt welcomed, and they were just super chill. They didn't play anything like they were playing things at the time. They were playing stuff like Power Wash Simulator and all that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
but then like just the silly shenanigans he would get up to just made me laugh, and I'm just like, this is really, really nice. And funny enough, like I wanted to, like, I'm like, I want to know this person more, but
Yeah.
I don't really know how to. And then one day I saw them playing Minecraft, and I'm like, oh, they have a server, but it's for subs only, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sub to this so I can play on the Minecraft server. So I played a fair bit on the Minecraft server, just getting to kind of ingrain myself into the community slowly, because I felt like I kind of had a really feeling like these feel like my people. Like it just felt
Yeah.
really at home.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
yeah, we had a lot of fun on the server. I thought I ruined the server a few times because he was building like more like a Japanese themed village, and I'm like,
Mhm.
ooh, bamboo's new. I'm like,
Mhm.
how about we build a massive bamboo wall that like is the entryway? And I'm like, I just kept, and I didn't realize how much he would actually get, so I just kept growing more and more and more. And I look back, I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill me. There's so much bamboo. But he in turn was like, I actually like this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not in
Wonderful.
trouble.
Wonderful. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, we just message more and more and more, and now it's like, what's that? think someone's outside. Oh no, I think they're somewhere else. But yeah, and now it's been like 10 months, so it's like, geez,
Yeah.
what the hell? Where'd
Yeah,
the
where
time
does the
go?
time go? Exactly.
Well, yeah, well, it's almost 1 year now, so it's like, it's pretty crazy to think that
Yeah.
it's been that long, considering, distance is not an easy thing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in Australia, they're in America, so it's a big distance gap
Yeah. Time
to
zones.
to deal with. Time zones, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
really hard. You miss that. You miss no, because I went to America and I've seen them. I've seen them face to face, and with long distance like relationships, it's hard because it's like, I've never been to the stage where I met the person. Like I've had a fair few long distance, but this was the first time I actually went to see them, and this is like now coming back and not being there.
Yeah.
It's like it goes from being a question of I wonder what if to I know and I miss.
Yeah.
So
And more
yeah,
of
it
a
hits it hits a lot.
when can I do it again?
Literally,
Yeah.
because it's not like you can just go over there in a weekend. Because one, it's expensive. Two,
Very.
it's like a basically a 24-hour journey.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you
There's a
would want
lot
to
that
do it
goes
all the
into
time,
it.
but hmm
Yeah.
they're not easy. They're not easy, but
Mm-mm.
yeah. Oh,
But
hold up. Let me turn my audio.
it seems like you feel
Yep.
like
Sorry, I just wanted.
sorry. It's okay.
You go. You
Uh,
go.
it seems like you feel like this person is worth it though.
Oh yes, most certainly.
Yeah.
I
Like
wouldn't be going through all. I wouldn't be, you know, doing
yeah.
all of it if I didn't believe it was going to be long lasting and
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Worthwhile. I guess that kind of
Exactly.
leads into
Because
the
it
next
has.
question is
What's that?
why do you like them?
Oh God.
Tell
We've
me
already touched
why.
base on a few things. Tell me why. No. I don't know. They just never experienced the same things as I have with Keenan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I remember we were sitting in what was world is it? He's buzzing me right now. We see, he does things like this. He's bought these buzzers. Ow! Pulled a hair out. His little buzzer thing goes on your wrist,
Uh-huh.
and they're connected via Bluetooth and the internet. So he just buzzed me, and I can then buzz back. And
Aw.
there's different little codes that we know what they mean, and
I love that.
just
I've seen those.
one of the ways that you bridge the
Mm-hmm.
distance. But
Yeah.
no, like never experienced anything like with them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, well, I guess this is where this is going to open up the can of worms. Because my last relationship was very toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid me went back like 3 times. No, 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was 3 stints. There was 3 stints. Went back twice, 3 stints though.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it was like a sense of loneliness why I did,
Yeah.
but the third time was like really fucked me up. It was a lot of manipulation, a lot of like I always felt like I was doing the wrong thing no matter what I was doing. I was always judged for liking certain things, and it's always just like, why are you so weird with this? I'm like, it's just something I like. What's the problem with it?
Yeah.
You know, they would even
Yeah.
get jealous of me just having friends that weren't
Mm.
them. And I'm
Oh.
like, I'm sorry, it's just a friend. Like, it was really, really bad and
Yeah.
manipulative.
I'm
But
sorry.
then, for so long, even still now, and I feel bad that it's still now. Wait. And still now, I still flinch sometimes and be just like, they're gonna react the same way. And then
Mm-hmm.
it turns out with, oh, okay, like, whatever. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, you're meant to be mad at me, right? And I guess that's trauma. That's what trauma's all about.
That's a classic trauma
But nah.
response. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But
Yep.
nah, they're just amazing. They're always trying to, they're always trying to improve themselves. They're always super supportive. They're super caring and loving, and just nothing I would have imagined.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely like a, oh shit, this is a thing because, and there was a big, oh shit moment like a sudden realization because I had a friend. They're just like, don't just dive into this. You've just come out of a really bad relationship. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just dive in. It could be just the flavor of the month. They weren't saying it was, but it could have been. And I'm like, okay, cool. I won't I won't proceed anything further. I would just hang around, exist, see what happens with the feelings and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember we did a VR chat collab, and we were just hanging out. Stop it. Behave. My God.
Right when we're talking about the
Um,
serious things.
exactly. It's always, and
Always.
it's just like, so yeah, we're hanging out in VR and we're just playing. And I was streaming, of course. It had to be recorded.
Mm-hmm. Always.
And the camera was facing away though, and he was saying he had a surprise, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, what are you doing? And then I was like kind of talking, like my friend was distracting me, and like they were like
Mm-hmm.
off to the side,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they call my name, I turn around, and they just hug me, and I'm like, it's only VR,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
that shit like broke me.
Yeah.
Like I was just in tears instantly after that, and
Yeah.
I was just like, it was like at that moment, it was like, that's it. This is the one that these aren't just flavor of the month. These are legitimate things,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That makes sense.
yeah, and the rest is history.
Wonderful. Thank
But
you
no,
for
they're amazing.
sharing.
They're amazing. But like, they're amazing. Like they're all, they're trying to, they weren't really great at cooking, or they haven't really done it before. And they've started doing things and like surprising themselves, like he's tried a few dishes for the first time and he's nailed them, and I'm like, holy fuck, that looks really good. Like I'm actually jealous of you. And he gets super energetic and super bright, and he's just this glow when he's just like, yeah, I did this, and I'm like, I know you did. You're amazing.
Oh, that's
Um,
glorious.
and
That's
then
wonderful.
he got traumatized with like learning to drive when he was a kid because his parents were awful teachers and yelled and
Oh,
screamed at him. So he's like, nah, I don't need to drive, but even doing stuff like that, looking into, learning to drive and all, like, and it's always is just trying to improve and better himself. It's honestly, it gets to a point sometimes it's almost it's too much. Like,
mm-hmm.
he always has a sense that he needs to be better. He needs to, you know, do better, do more. And I'm like, no, you have done so much in such a short period of time that most people would never even bother trying. So,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Like, he hasn't had the best past either with family life, relationships, everything. He's been through, to say it lightly, he's been through the wars,
Yep.
in every aspect of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's been kind of been forced down a path where that's all he believes in, and I'm just trying to chip away at that and be like, no, you are good enough. You are more than good enough.
Yeah.
But, as much as you say it, it's sometimes hard for an individual to also believe it.
Or
But,
feel it. Yeah.
you know, mm,
But it seems like,
hopefully slowly over time.
yeah. It seems like he's doing the same for you too, though. So
He is. Trust
yeah,
me.
that's great.
No,
I'm so
it's
happy for you
amazing.
too. That's wonderful. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Everyone says that. Everyone, like, when they go on that, they're just like, oh my god, you two are so cute. I'm like, shut up. Or they're just like, hashtag relationship goals. And I'm like, stop. But
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I
It's,
mean, you tell a good story. How about that?
yeah. I love doing, like, this is one of the reasons as well, like, I wanted to do this because literally in my VR chat streams used to be go explore worlds for 2 hours, sit down and just talk one on one with chat for an hour, and then play games with
Mm-hmm.
everyone.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that I would sit down and we would get into either story time or really like deep things, this music doesn't help either because that's what triggers it a lot. If I go to a nice world with like soft, beautiful music, shit
Yeah.
just opens up real
Yep.
bad.
It's good music.
And it is good. But yeah, and so, and everyone seems to like those kind of segments where everyone just talks. It could be either talking about personal experiences in chat, things going on in the world,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to just talk openly about things.
Definitely. It can be. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I agree. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Would you like the next
Can you hear
question?
that?
No.
Okay, you can't hear that good. Dad's doing men stuff in the backyard.
I see. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Next question. Yeah.
What do you like about yourself?
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Why not? Come on.
I don't know. Um, I guess like maybe how genuine I am.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a double-edged sword though. Sometimes
for
I come off
sure.
too genuine and like I believe people at face value too much, and it gets me into some like bad situations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I always want to try and make people happy and all that kind of stuff, and that led me down a bad road of like being a people pleaser. And
Yeah.
before I knew it, I lost control of a lot of things, which were really hard to get back into control of. I do have control of them again now. I have a lot more backbone for like people that come into chat and they think they can just throw a few bits at me and I'm theirs now. I'm like, no, that's not
Yeah.
how like shit works at all.
Yeah. That's not how
But
relationships work.
no, no, Twitch is not a dating app, which some people do think it is.
Some people treat it like it is, so I mean,
I know it's not. It's yeah, it's such a like, but I guess like yeah, just how genuine. Because like whenever I'm having like chats like this, I am not hiding anything. It's all truthfully honest. It's just raw. It's everything.
yeah.
It's just raw is the
Mm-hmm.
best way to put it. And you know, I guess yeah, if that's one thing I do like about myself, it's that. It's how genuine I am.
Nice. I like that about you too. I tend to like that about
Mm,
most people. Um,
yeah. It's
I
very refreshing to not have to second guess yourself with what people are saying.
yeah, I think so. If I'm tracking
Mm,
that sentence correctly, I want to agree.
yeah.
All right. Let's change scenery. Let's go to a
Okay.
different part of the map and continue. Okay with you?
Okay. Yep.
We could either go by the tree or sit on the statue.
Up to you. Up to you.
Uh,
Let me get up here. I am the statue. I look like Jesus. Jesus Christ.
you've
I'm not
got
gonna make this religious now.
the Rio statue. Yeah.
Oh dear. Can I even sit?
The water is
I
so
should be able
pretty.
to sit, but it is. It is very, very pretty. Oh, the lighting change. Oh, weird.
The glowies change
Oh,
color.
right. I was wondering. Yeah, because they go like more reddish.
Yeah.
It's good stone that.
Real solid.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
this
cool.
works.
Yeah.
Um, next question is, what about yourself inspires you?
Inspires me. I don't know. Uh, what inspires me about myself? Uh, I don't know, honestly.
That's okay.
Um, uh, I don't know if I would have to say something. Like, I don't know.
You don't have to. I mean, it could be the same answer as before. Like, you're really inspired by how genuine you can be, and that sometimes it surprises you.
Yeah, I don't know. maybe it inspires me as I'm always like wanting to improve and be better at things, like,
Yeah.
whatever it is, if it's, in life with work or with life with, making better content or, getting better at the games I play, I guess if I
Mm-hmm.
were to say something, it'd be about, how I'm always looking to improve and better myself, you know.
Yeah. That is inspirational. I mean, you also have a partner that kind of also has that talent, so I mean, it kind of
Yeah,
goes together, I
yeah,
guess.
push, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
push each other,
even
that's for sure.
even after coming out of a really bad relationship, you were able to try another one, which for some
Yeah,
people is not possible, but you did it anyway. So I think that's pretty impressive.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that is true.
yeah. All right, cool. I'm
Yeah,
happy with that. Are you happy with that?
yeah, 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 I am.
Cool. Um, how do you react in uncomfortable situations?
Oh, that's a good one. Uncomfortable situations. Like, it depends. If it's like, I am like extremely socially awkward, and like,
Mm-hmm.
even Keenan points out quite a lot. I get deer in the headlight syndrome like all the time. Like,
Yeah.
even at something as simple as like ordering something at a restaurant, like, and they'll be like, "And what do you want?" And I'll be like, fuck, I don't know what I want. Like, even though I've been staring at the menu for like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, it does depend on the situation. If it's like, if it's confrontation, I'm very quiet and very like shut in and don't speak and
Mm-hmm.
very much like, okay, it's kind of like, how can I get out of this situation as quickly as possible because I feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so like I actively avoid conflict as much as I can. And it stresses me out when I'm like shoved in like when I'm shoved in conflict or like, tense situations. I like get extremely anxious, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. That
But
makes
no,
sense.
yeah, yeah, uncomfy situations. Yeah, it's, oh, he's buzzing me again. Oh, that's this one. Oh, how many times do you want to beep it, my lord? Hello, yes, I know you exist. I love these. These, like, every time I get them, I get little, like, I get little giggly and little smiley
Yeah.
when they come through.
Yeah. I've thought
But yeah,
about getting one myself, but I haven't gotten around to it. But they're very neat.
they're really worth it. Trust me.
Cool. All right.
Like,
I'll
they'll be
think about
streaming
it
and I'll just
again.
like go beep beep beep, and they'll go
Aw.
like, yeah, they'll be like streaming and I'll beep it and they just like, I know they've got it before and they even said anything because they just giggle. So yeah.
That's cute. All right. Do you feel like you answered that question?
Yeah, as best I can. It's just I don't
Yep.
do good in uncomfy situations.
Fair enough. They are uncomfortable for a reason.
Yeah.
It's that's understandable. All right.
Mm.
Um, my next question is, when was the last time you were validated?
Last time I was validated, like, um, honestly, like, I guess it depends. Like, again, in what sense,
Mm-hmm.
it's nice when, like when I post something like for content and it does well, I get very validated. Like, yay, people actually like it and they're enjoying the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be like, the most extravagant. I don't need to like get hundreds of thousands of views.
Mm-hmm.
My videos barely get a couple hundred, but like, just to see them perform well is nice to see. Like, yay, they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
But the only really validation I need is from Keenan.
Yeah.
Knowing that my feelings are valid, and that, especially when things aren't like going well, and you're having a rough day and you feel sad and angry and depressed and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and them going and saying, no, these feelings are valid, like, they're treating you blah 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 and all that kind of stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
I feel like
very,
the best form of validation is like, validation when you do good is really good, but I feel like more importantly, being validated when you are at your low points is much more important,
yeah.
because it's like, you know, obviously they're both, you know, very important, but like I feel like if it's the bad and people go, don't worry about it, it's very, very toxic.
Yeah.
Where if it's on the other end, like it's yeah, it's a very tricky one, but yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like all the time, you know, it's not even like a, I don't have to think about it. It's just, you know, the people I have around me are, you know, constantly, you know, saying, validating, you know, your feelings
That's
are good,
great.
what you're doing is great, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I'm glad you have that. I'm glad you have that support network.
Mm,
That's great.
mm,
Thank you for sharing. That's
mm-hmm,
awesome.
yeah.
Um, the next question is, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Okay, well here's my driver's license. What do you mean by who am I? Like,
Who are you to you?
hmm. To me, I am a chaotic gremlin, who sometimes has way too much energy and is too, you know, just goofy and silly and, you know, I don't think through sometimes I, you know, jump before, you know, I leap before I think. I
Yeah.
try to speak before I think sometimes as well, but when it comes down to serious moments where you need to have, you know, be very mature, I can, you know, again, Kin has said, I may be, you know, silly and goofy and whatnot, and again, a little gremlin, but I am very, and can be very emotionally mature when needed.
Hmm.
We need to sit down and have a proper, like, you know, big discussion. I'm able to be like, okay, let's sort this out. Let's talk about it, and you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but in essence, I'm just a silly little Australian that, you know, tries to make people laugh and just wants to be happy. That's pretty much all it
Nice.
is.
I like that. Thank you.
Mm.
Um, the next question is, outside of race, gender, and career, how would you describe yourself?
Outside of race, gender, and career. Um, hmm. I guess again a chaotic little gremlin.
That works.
Like, you know, like pretty much yeah, that would be really it. Cause yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't really like see all those other things. Cause you know, like you know, like I ain't like my pronouns are like he him, but like you know, like I'm pan, so you know,
Hmm.
I don't see when you know I don't see that kind of stuff. Like you know, I don't care.
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
about all that. It's just people. You are
Yeah.
who you are. Doesn't matter what you identify as, all that kind of stuff is. I judge a person on the character, not anything else.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Why not?
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask why a chaotic gremlin?
Why? I know. It's what I am. I'm just always been, you know, always. I'm very curious. You know, always want to learn new things, or you know, even if it's something like, you know, it's like, oh, why is this door shut? I'm like, what's in here? And I just want to be
Mm.
like, oh, okay, cool, you know.
You, you like
Which obviously leads
exploring.
you sometimes into some. I do. Well, that's why you know my whole VTuber thing was you know
Yeah.
being a you know a fox explorer. So it was like you know because I'm a
Yeah.
very curious person. You know I and like enjoy like a variety of things. It's like one minute I can be watching silly you know cat videos. The next minute I could be learning about the heat death of the universe.
I see.
It's just I
Yeah.
find it interesting. You
Yeah.
know, it's you have silly videos on one end, and then on the other end you've got literal like people doing physics and you know literal rocket science, and I'm just like, this is I don't understand this, but this is interesting and cool.
Yeah. I'm into this. Yeah. Fair
Literally, you
enough. I
know, I'm very
appreciate
much
that.
mm,
Yeah.
exactly.
Curiosity is something that I feel like is a little underrated. Not a lot of people
Oh
give
yeah.
credit for being curious about things.
Mm.
So I
You never know
appreciate
because you
that.
never know what you can find or learn about. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just cool. A lot of cool
Hmm.
stuff out there to learn. You mightn't fully understand it, but I just be like, this is neat. I like this.
This makes me happy.
Exactly.
All right. Um, what is something that scares you?
mean, that scares me. Um, I guess. Hmm. I mean, that scares me. Spiders. They do.
Spiders?
Yeah. Imagine the Australian being scared of fucking spiders.
Well, I mean, you've
But
got some
no,
scary
they're
spiders
little.
over there.
Yeah, we have some pretty damn nasty ones.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like, but like for a more like not just I'm scared of a spider or I'm scared of the duck.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's a bit more hard hitting would be like, uh, I know. I think the my biggest thing I'm scared of is people not believing me when I'm telling the truth.
Yeah,
Probably
I
more
feel
of a
that.
fear than being scared, because there have been a lot of times in life where I am genuinely telling people the truth, like without a shadow of a doubt, like
Mm-hmm.
hook me up to a lie detector. I'm telling the truth, and
Yeah.
they just don't believe me, and they end in bad results. And I'm just like, well, I was telling you the truth from the get go. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
That's
and I
yeah.
hate that so much because it's just like, again, when being matched with having such a genuine personality, when I do tell the truth and people don't believe me, it's kind of like, well, it's not like I'm just
Yeah.
suddenly lying. It's I'm being genuine, so like, why are you not believing me?
There's a little bit
So
of
then it's
that
just like, just
cognitive
be.
the cognitive
Mm,
dissonance is discouraging. Yeah.
exactly. So it's just like puts you into a mindset of just be quiet. You can't say anything wrong if you don't say anything at all.
That's true. It's unfortunate
Mm,
that that works, but it
yeah.
does.
Yeah. It's not healthy, but it works.
Yeah, there's a reason we do
Oh
these things.
boy. Mm-hmm. Literally.
Yeah, but that makes sense. Um,
Mm.
I'm sorry that people haven't believed you when you were telling the truth.
Yeah.
You deserve to be believed.
Is what it is.
It happens.
Yeah. It does.
Um, would you like to move to a new spot or stay here?
Sure. Sure.
All right. I mentioned the tree last time, so let's find a tree.
Well, there's like two trees. We don't have a great deal of choice of tree, but we have two.
It's tree number one or tree number two. I'm
I'm
in the
getting a
wild
bit
order.
wet.
Oh, this works.
My
Yes.
feet are wet.
Oh, I like this. This is good scenery.
Shit. Fucking Jesus.
Got fireflies.
Ugh. Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
glad they're not saying, "Hey, listen."
They don't
Swat
got the
them.
wings.
Good.
The next question is, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to overcome?
um, probably the X. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
learning that I shouldn't be content and shouldn't be, you know, freaking keep thinking they're flies and I'm like shooing them away. Um, yeah, like learning that I, I stick by one of the things my dad said a long time ago. He said, no matter what happens in life, no matter who you come across and whatnot, the only person you need to make happy in this world is yourself.
Those are some good
And I hold
words.
that quite close to my heart.
Yeah.
It is. So eventually I did take on that. I did take on that advice and was like, I need to get out of this situation. This is killing me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was just so demoralizing for so long, just constantly being beaten down. And it was just like, I need to get out of here. I'm not happy here and I won't be happy here. It's just, it was hard because we were living together. So you can't just up and go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I eventually found the opportunity. Uh, and I was able to get all my stuff out and get out of there and yeah,
Yeah.
get out and finally,
Mm-hmm.
find someone that does make me happy and doesn't
Yeah.
make me feel like shit every day.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you were able to do that.
Yeah.
You mentioned it being difficult, and I'm glad that you were willing to make that hard choice.
Well, to put it into perspective, imagine, a simple task as putting going to take the bin out, take the bin outside into the trash can, right?
Yeah.
Somehow, from me tying the bag up, walking outside and putting it in the trash bin, somehow I did something wrong there.
Mm.
And they're just like, why are you doing it like this? You should do it this way. And I'm like, I'm putting a bag in a bin. How do you mess that up
This shouldn't be
without like
this
flinging the bag around and
this
garbage?
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and like that was like with every aspect, like,
No.
like it was just, how I cooked dinner, like, and like even I cooked every meal for like 4 months straight.
Oh
And most
gosh.
of them were just like, is that cooked properly? Did you cook this? Did you prepare this properly? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I'm like,
Uh.
my mum is a chef. You think I don't know how to deal with food when my mum was a chef? Like,
not
hello.
not to mention you
That's one of the
put.
things I should have said. That's what I should have put when I said about when making things. So I do cook. I cook quite a lot.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
That's
Oh well.
okay. People are multifaceted. We have many different things.
Yep. Yep, we are.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was gonna mention that, like, you put time and effort into those meals, and yet they
Mm.
were questioning whether you did it right. It's like, well, why don't you just appreciate that I put time and effort into this,
Exactly.
regardless if it tastes good?
I'm like, well, you don't appreciate it. I just cooked steak and it took me like 2 days to make because I had to like cut it up, marinate it, get all that sorted, then prep it, blah 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 blah.
Wow.
And I'm like, it's like I'm doing this after working like a full day of work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just
Yeah.
like I don't want you to be like this is the best thing in the world. I just want you to be like, thank you for cooking dinner. Be
Yeah.
like, sweet, it's all I need. I
Yeah.
don't need much to be felt appreciated or, well, you said validated. So
Yeah. Well, again, I'm glad you're in a better situation. I'm sorry you had to go
mm,
through that.
yeah,
But, with everything, we learned something. So, there's that.
you do. People come and go in your life, and they're a lesson. So
Yeah,
that was just a really hard lesson to learn.
for sure. Yeah. The next question is, what frustrates you the most about life?
um, I think in general, it's not having enough time to do anything, to do everything. That's
Yeah.
one big thing.
Yeah, that is
Like, I
frustrating.
just never have enough hours in a day to do everything I want to do
Mm-hmm.
and be able to do them properly, not have to rush through them or have to, like, juggle things constantly to be able to get tasks done,
Yeah.
even if it's like in the workplace or just in your own personal time.
Yeah.
But if it's more of a like personal thing, it's how expensive houses are here.
Oh, they're expensive. That's ridiculous.
Like, I was not expecting to still be living with my parents when I'm 27 this year.
Happy
Like,
birthday.
I'm almost 30 and I am and yeah, I wasn't expecting to almost be 30 and still living at home. Like,
Yeah.
but it's not feasible. Like, literally the prerequisite to owning a home, at least where I live, is to be in a relationship with two incomes.
Mm,
Like, that's pretty much
yeah.
like you like to get a home like as a sole income is practically impossible unless you want to
Yeah.
get some crappy house in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. That's like
So that's
begging
one
to
thing
be
that's
falling apart.
extremely.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's probably
Uh,
one of my biggest frustrations is that.
where I live, it's pretty similar, so I relate to that.
Yeah, it's not enjoyable. It's just like, yes, if I wanted to be able to afford a home now, I should have been investing when I was 2. I'm like, yes, of course.
I
Who
sh-
would have thought?
yes. Why
Like, to
hadn't
put it
I
into
done that
perspective,
sooner?
oh, exactly. Like, to put it in perspective, people did statistics on it. At the moment, it will take someone with average income, if they save 50% of all their income, it would take them 9 years to get a house deposit.
Ugh.
And
And
if
that's
the
for the
trends keep
deposit.
going the way they are, That's for the deposit, exactly. And if the trends keep going the same way they are, by 2050, it'll take someone 16 years to save up for a house deposit,
That's
which is
ridiculous.
unrealistic. That's
That's
like a
not
quarter of
good.
that's like a quarter of your working life just to be able to afford a deposit. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's an absolute. Back when it was like I think the 80s or the 90s, it was 2 years to be able to get a house deposit. That's it,
Ugh.
just 2 years.
And
It's just like, oh boy.
yeah. I mean, there's a reason why our parents and our grandparents talked about, oh, you got to go to college, you got to get a good job so that you can afford a house because back then it worked. That's how it worked back
It worked.
then. It doesn't work
Doesn't work here
anymore.
at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got to do something else, and it's a problem. So
it
I
is.
relate.
Hmm.
All right. Do you want the next question?
Give me 2 seconds just to check something.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, uh, um, hold up. Uh, the boy was wondering where I am.
Ah,
Okay.
wonderful. All right, you ready for the next one? All right, you already mentioned that you were.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I also got to catch up with myself.
Yeah.
All right, what excites you the most?
Hmm. There's a few things. Like, one, when I get, good morning message from
Yeah.
them, it's
Yeah.
really nice. It's always like, nice, hi, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
Um, getting, I think when, even like just dumb things like when, me and Kin are playing Baldur's Gate 3,
Yeah.
like, so working out like solutions to problems in like the dumbest way, I find so hilarious. Like, a silly example was like we're up to one of our first boss fights, and we're just like, oh
Mm-hmm.
god, this is not going well. And I found out. Hello, my lord. Uh, well,
Welcome
just make
back.
sure you cut out. Well, just make sure you cut out when they actually say my name, please.
I never heard it, but yeah, I can cut that out.
Good. Just make sure it's not in there because it's all good. Like I knew it was recorded, but I was just like, see, even simple stuff like that, I get like super paranoid about. I'm like ominity. I'm like, if they get my name, who
Yeah.
knows what could happen? Because
Yeah.
for example, they get my name, they find out, I do bowling. I've represented the country. They can start
Yeah.
linking
It's
shit together. Because
yeah.
you've seen what 4chan can do,
Oh
which
yeah, I've
it's
heard about kiwi
mental what they
farms.
do.
I've
Oh,
heard.
like 4chan can like find it's crazy what they can figure out, and it's scary at the same time. It's
Yeah, it
impressive
is.
but terrifying.
No, I'll
So what were
I'll
we talking
definitely
about?
uh I'll definitely cut it out just so you know. Double checking. I will
Yeah,
cut it out.
yeah,
Um I was asked you we were talking about Baldur's Gate and you guys were
that's right.
encountering
Baldur's
a
Gate. Yeah, right.
boss and you were
So
going to tell
yeah,
me how you solved
basically,
it.
yeah, and it was like big boss, scary. We also had to save one of the NPCs because their cage was on fire, who they had
Mhm.
prisoned. So we had to one manage that, also manage this boss, which had a bunch of ridiculously overpowered spells that basically immobilized everyone. So we're just like, how do we sort this out? Because we're getting absolutely destroyed here. And little old me remembered that there are some arrows I had that,
Mm.
when hit near a target, project like force like put force on them and they get thrown.
Yeah.
The boss just seemingly was standing next to a massive cliff,
Oh.
and I shot the arrow and it just launched the boss off the cliff, and that was it. Fight done.
Oh,
We're just
that's
like,
awesome.
and I'm just like, there's no way this should work. This boss is massive, and then just off we go, just into a crit, and I'm like, okay, that's we, and I just laughed. I couldn't help but laugh. And funny enough, later down the line, Keenan has now adopted that same strategy.
Uh-huh.
So it'd be like, hold on, I've got an idea, and I just sit there and I was like, yes, I have created this stupidity, and it is being abused at every corner now, and I very much enjoy this.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Um, what was the original questioning? Because there was a few points I wanted to talk about.
The question was, what excites you the most?
What excites me, right? Yeah. Um, and then definitely like, again talking about like with the things I do and the things I like, whenever because with that as much as that working out the profitability and all that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
there is still an element of, because the original stuff where you what most people do is loot boxes, so it's just pure gambling. It's just a slot machine
Yeah.
basically.
Hmm.
I don't do that. I used to do that, but it doesn't impress me. Like, to get anything decent, you're looking at like 3% of 100,
Yeah.
and it's ridiculous. And that's like for okay to get what everybody wants is like 0.03%. It's ridiculous. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
no point. Um, but there are things, they're called trade ups, and you use 10 of the quality below to get one of the quality above. Very very simple thing to
Yeah.
understand.
Hmm.
Um, but with using particular items from certain types, certain sets of weapons and whatnot, you can actually turn these things into profit over time. So
Yeah.
you might not always get the result you want first try, but over a span of many many attempts, you actually in turn end up profitable. And me seeing my inventory grow to like swelling to that that amount it
Yeah.
was like, it's just like, oh my god, this is working, because it's just
Yeah.
like, surprisingly they are very lucrative. Like,
Hmm.
it is a very nice side hustle. Like, don't get me wrong, and I'm just like, could you imagine if I keep building this, it keeps snowballing? Like, what, you never
Yeah.
know what could happen, because there are some very extremely expensive stuff out there. Like, I have some goals for some absolute top tier stuff that I want to try to
Hmm.
achieve, but
Yeah.
yeah, just seeing things work. And even when you do some of the more risky ones, which is pretty much like the best way to call the trade ups, loot boxes are the slots of Counter Strike,
Hmm.
where trade ups are like the blackjack. They're still both technically gambling, but one you can play, you can have a strategy against the house kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
That makes sense.
like, if even something as simple as, like, I didn't even realize this at the time, but I was talking with a few people in the community, and they were showing me some different ones, and I hit the same, like, it's a simple blue pistol. It looks very very simple, very basic, but
Yeah.
extremely hard to get in
Hmm.
the best exterior. And
Yeah.
I hit it twice in a row, and I'm like, oh wow, that's neat, and didn't think
Yeah.
anything of it until I went
Hmm.
back and I posted it on a Discord server that talks all about these kind of stuff. And then
Hmm.
it's like, that's insane. What were the chances? And I'm like, oh, it was only like 2.5% to hit this thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, that's like one in, it's like, I don't even know what it was, but it was for that event to happen, to hit 2.5 twice, it turned out
Yeah.
to be something like 0.0006%.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it was that rare. And I was like, so I got quite excited. I'm just like, that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Hmm.
But like,
Yeah.
I literally have a clip that I was recording, and I'd been working on one for a long time, because these items were just so hard to find. They took me 2 weeks of collecting to get them, and eventually I had them all. Did all the calculations to make sure I was getting the right items in the outcomes,
Yeah.
and I hit the right one, and I was so excited. I was just like, I couldn't contain myself. I was like, oh my god, yes, like clapping, just like, yes, like, oh my god, like, it was so cringe to look back on. But I was like, simple things like that, like, it's just like, it's
Yeah.
kind of like seeing your hard work pay off kind of thing. It's like, I was patient. I didn't just go stupid open loot boxes and gamble. I kept to the
Hmm.
strategy, and the strategy has paid off big time.
Yeah. Seeing a
See,
plan come together is very nice
Exactly.
to see.
Well,
No.
because my next plan at the moment is I'm currently collecting a lot of a certain quality of skin to then try for the next grade. So,
Yeah.
and if I hit those next grades, they are very, very lucrative. Like,
Mm.
I've hit one because I just was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
for it because why in the hell not?
Hmm.
And I landed it. And to put it into perspective, this bunch of pixels for
Yeah.
one weapon in the game is valued at around about $700. And I
Ooh.
was like,
Oh boy.
yeah, yeah. And I was kind of like in disbelief when I saw it. I'm like, nah, that shouldn't have happened. This was like 5%. It shouldn't have happened. But I was super excited and
Yeah.
posted it on all the servers I knew that had Counter Strike in
Yeah.
them, and everyone
Hmm.
was just like, everyone was getting hyped. And that's why I really like I've met a bunch of new people that play Counter Strike that are also furries. So
Yeah.
definitely want to be like we like the same thing, friends, yes.
Yeah.
Um, and opening and doing them with them because like they love watching this kind of stuff. They love that kind of
Hmm.
environment. And now doing it in a group setting is so much more enjoyable because everyone is like cheering along together, and
Yeah.
it's just really really nice. Yeah,
Yeah. I could see that. I can see that.
yeah. I feel bad. You got to edit like so much stuff, like
No, that's
because I
okay.
keep rambling on about freaking Counter Strike or shit like
No,
that.
that's the point. So you see, when I do these things, I have an edited version and then I have an unedited version. Even in the unedited
Oh
version,
god.
I'm still gonna cut out the the spot you asked me to
Yeah,
cut
yeah, yeah, I
out.
know, I know what you mean. It's less. It's just raw. It's just what happens. Like
Yeah.
you can have them come in and barge in and whatnot. Like I don't really care. That's funny because it's just scuff like anything. But yeah, just make sure like yeah, that little bit's cut out.
All right, I got it. Um, the next question is, unless you want to move on. Do you want to move on?
Yeah, yeah, it's all
All
good.
right. Um, why did you agree to the game we were playing?
Like to VR chat.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm asking is, what is your connection to this game?
Well, that's a much better question. I like that a lot. My connection to VR chat is quite funny because I originally got VR chat for the whole memes because I'm a massive,
Mm-hmm.
I love memes. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm a living, breathing shit post. I say to some people, um, like, uh, and back when VR chat was still very new, there was the Ugandan Knuckles
Yep.
craze, and I was still
Yep.
on a PC, and I was running around, doing the clicks and do you not away and all that kind of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
then I really didn't touch it for a long time. I picked it a bit back up, tried to join a few public worlds as like a anime character, and I was like, eh, it was really the social anxiety hit quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really close to my PC. I'm gonna step away from that so I don't punch my monitor again. Um, and then I remember then there was a few instances where I came on for a little bit and tried, but nothing really worked. Um,
Yeah.
and then I came back again. Again, just coming out of that bad relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I haven't been able to play VR in so long because I wasn't able to set it up where I was currently living. But now being
Mm-hmm.
back home, I had my space again, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't played VR chat in so long, and I'm like, now that I get to be exactly what I want to be, don't have to hide it. Fuck it, I'm gonna go do it. And also because I knew there was a lot of furry people in VR chat,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so I booted up VR chat at like 11 o'clock at night, like, and being like, I'll just play for like an hour before I go to bed, just to get the vibe again.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up joining the furry hangout world.
Mm-hmm.
I was still very awkward and very shy and just kind of stood there like, uh-huh. But some people approached me and we started chatting and we had a really good time. Just playing some games and just chatting and vibing. And I didn't end up going to bed till like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
But it was like, I felt really comfortable. And, this is obviously not the model I started with. This is obviously custom, but,
Mm-hmm.
it led from being able to, try on these things and feel comfortable in my own skin. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like VR chat and, Quick is an extension of myself and is a lot more confident version of myself. Like, I've had nights where I've haven't even known many of the people that had joined from stream, like a lot of the first time meeting them, and I ran a bar, and it was like, you
Mm-hmm.
can make drinks for them and all that kind of stuff. It's based off an already existing game, but just to be
Yeah.
made more into a social setting.
Mm-hmm.
And and I was able to hold conversations with several new people while being the center of attention because I was the bartender,
Mm-hmm.
and not really have an issue doing it at all, which normal me would not be able to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. There's something
so yeah,
magical
and being
to.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's something magical about that. I found that when there,
mm,
for some reason, having an avatar like that and not embodying a body that isn't that has that layer of safety of, they're not actually seeing you. They don't actually know who you are. And having that
yeah,
layer of separation, it tends to allow people to be more confident. My personal theory to that is because in our human in our fleshy worlds, there's a lot of shame and guilt about us,
there
our
is,
physical beings, and that's like so connected to who you are, and like it's so deep. But with the avatar, there's a separation there that doesn't have all that guilt and shame attached to it. And so when you're
yeah,
not attached to that, you're able to, be more confident and express yourself more because you're less likely to feel like you're going to be guilted and shamed, at least to a more personal level.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like something as simple as COVID when it hit and we had to wear the
Mm-hmm.
masks.
Yeah.
I had so much more confidence going up and talking to people because they couldn't see who I was because I had to wear the mask.
Yeah.
Sounds weird, but yeah, I had a lot
Yeah.
more easier time going in because I even have as bad as like going up to someone that literally works at a business and gets
Mm-hmm.
paid to help people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like no, I won't bother asking. I'll just find it on my own. I won't bother them because I'll mess it up and it'll go wrong and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. I've done that.
So yeah,
I understand.
like I really want a fursuit, but they're so hecking expensive.
If you want a good one, yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, if you want a good one, yeah. And for me, again, as you know, I throw myself into things.
Yep.
If I want something, I don't want it. I don't want to half-ass it. Like
Mm-hmm.
this model was like we got a rig. It's cost me. I think the model so far has cost me around about $200 in total with everything I've
Mm-hmm.
added to it over the time.
Yeah.
Different outfits, different expressions, different toggles, different items, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I am still working on a new one, but I have to wait for my retexturer to get off holidays. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been waiting for that because he's a little smaller dude and he's really, really cute. And again, really encapsulates that gremlin little energy because I'm like,
Aw. I can't wait to
just
see
cause
it.
chaos.
That'll be great.
Mm.
Um, I have a question, and also, would you like to move on to
Yeah.
the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, you've mentioned a lot about being a furry and whatnot. I feel like I want to ask something about that. Um, I guess like, what's your journey with that, if you want? I don't really know
Yeah.
exactly how to ask what I want to ask.
Are you asking like why I became one, basically, or?
I guess, but like in the least insensitive way, because I'm one too.
Why did you do this? What do you?
What drew
No,
you to this? How did you start doing this?
uh, I think it was probably like a lot of people. I feel like, for me, it wasn't Disney.
Yeah.
It was what's the other one? Who's the people that animated Kung Fu Panda?
Pixar,
Um,
DreamWorks.
pick, well, yeah,
I
whatever
think
those
I
things.
think it
Yeah.
was
Like,
DreamWorks.
even as far back as the animated Robin Hood, where Robin Hood was the fox, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the really really old one, like on
Yeah.
VHS tape. Like
Mhm.
I really liked that. I really really liked the characters, and I was like, this is really cool. Nothing really proceeded, obviously, after that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda came out, and I'm just like, a lot of the characters like these seem really cool, and then like I think the most like humanoid character in that was probably like Tigress, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, Tigress looks really cool, like, and really like that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then
She's got some
eventually,
good
I
shapes.
found out what. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and then eventually, like, I stumbled across what the furry fandom was, and I was just like,
Hmm.
this is kind of like really cool, and I'm like, huh. But again, because of someone found out that I was one later on down in life, and was like, really, I've got tests I'm worrying about now. I've got to deal that you're a furry, and like, what
Oh.
the fuck? And I was like, really, again, like, just want to be me.
Yeah.
So I was told that was wrong, and I did not do anything with the community besides, like, trying to consume content from the community, like, in secret,
Yeah. Hmm.
because I wasn't able to do it publicly.
Yeah.
I'm still not, out in any shape or form besides friends.
Hmm.
Like, it's kind of like, how do you go to your parents and be like, I'm a furry? Like, they're not gonna understand it.
And then explain what that means.
It's
Yeah.
like, no. um,
Yeah.
but then again, it's like I would need to explain it to you guys, because if you just Googled it, you're gonna find the wrong shit.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Because there's a lot of
Yeah.
misinformation out there.
That's one thing that I mention a lot
And
when people ask me about my furriness is like, it
mm,
depends really on what slice of the pie you look at. Because furry and like
exactly,
umbrellas so much, so many different things of what it
it
could
does.
mean. So I guess for you,
Exactly.
how do you express it? Like, what does being a furry mean for
I
you?
basically being not, like, I wouldn't say the perfect image of myself, but being, the more ideal version of myself. Someone that
Hmm.
is a lot more confident, doesn't worry as much about everything, isn't so, anxious in, social settings and stuff like that, and is just comfortable in their own skin, because I'm not, I'm not like a massive dude or anything by any means, but
Hmm.
I'm not 100% happy with my body, and it's not even just weight, it's like, blemishes on your
Proportions and
face or all that kind
yeah.
of stuff. Proportion, like, it's not even that. Like, it's not even that. It's just, you know, it's like, why do I look like this? Like, but
Well,
yeah, he, Kin, he.
yep.
Oh, hello. That is a good looking tree. You seeing this tree? This is good looking tree.
Oh
My
gosh.
God, can we come back? Hi. Okay, we're back here. Hello. Jesus. But nah, yeah. For me, the fandom is obviously, you know, the more ideal person I wanted to be, and yeah,
Yeah, that makes
can
sense.
we stop? Jesus. Like, in all honesty, you know, if this was a real thing, like, I would have no problem actually being, an anthropomorphic character, but obviously, that isn't real.
Yeah, it's
I feel like
unfortunate.
it would be very versatile.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I do have claws. I actually do have claws. I actually grow my nails out and cut them
Oh,
to
that's
be
sweet.
pointy,
I keep thinking about trying to
and I
do
love
that
them.
for myself, but I
Can we?
always chew them off, so I'm jealous.
One that actually taught me to doing this taught me not to do that. I used to be
Oh
a really
yeah.
bad nail biter. These, I'm like, no, these are too nice, because one, they're actually, like, when they get too long, they get very, like, very in the way. But when they're, like,
Yeah.
nice kept and just like, I you obviously don't want them razor sharp, because you don't
Yeah.
want to be cutting yourself. Like, when I do, like, scratch myself, it can be a bit like, ooh, that's probably worse than it should be. But
Hmm.
they come in handy for a lot of things, like prying things off things.
Yeah.
Trying to, like, pry a coin off the table. Like, you got the little point that you can, like, flick it
Yeah.
up, or when you, like,
Definitely.
scratches. Oh, scratches. These do wonders. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, and also I love that. I love that sensation, though. Like, someone, like,
Hmm.
running, like, fingernails, like, down your arm and getting
Oh
tinglies. Like,
yeah.
I can do that now, and
Oh,
it's
that's
just like,
great.
it's like very relaxing.
Oh, I'm glad.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah. No, but yeah, can you not? You are so temperamental today. Come here, out of the tree, out of the tree,
No,
please.
it wants that
I
tree.
know the tree.
It needs to be in the
Oh
tree.
God. I am in the tree.
It needs to be one with the
Oh.
tree. Oh
I am a
gosh.
tree.
I am nothing. Oh, I am in the tree. Yep.
Oh, yep, there you go.
Oh,
Dream fulfilled.
can we?
This is really like.
Oh, that makes sense. Why it's getting dark. Hold up, let me go turn the light on.
Okay.
Where's the light?
The light's inside the
hello?
tree.
There we
Go. The senses are getting like.
really, really angry when it's in the dark place. So
Oh,
this should
yeah.
fix
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right. Do you want to move on to the next question?
Yeah.
All right. My next one is what is something you are proud of?
I feel like I'm really proud of I'm honestly really proud of Keenan again. You know,
Yeah.
he's made a lot of big steps and big changes to, you know, improve himself, and you know, he always works so hard for the stuff, like the content he makes. He's always like
Mhm.
trying to learn and improve in every aspect of his life, and yeah, I feel like he gets underappreciated for a lot of the stuff he does, if it's in his content creation or when it comes to his work life.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I am just so proud of everything that he achieves, and you know, just everything he works for. It's it's hard not to
Yeah.
be proud of him, and you know, get excited when he does well or when he makes something new, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks so cool. Like, there are some photos he's taken. Like, this is a guy who only picked up the whole photography thing because I would run off in VR chat when we would be hanging out and go take photos, and he's like, where is he going?
What is he
Now
doing?
he takes photos. He's been
Yeah.
he's been taking photos for about 7 months, and some of the photos he's been doing now, I'm just like, you're like kicking my ass with these now. Like, oh my god, like there was one night I was just like, these are so good, and I couldn't stop staring at them, and it's like, these are actually amazing, and he's just like, yeah, and I was like, you know,
Aw.
those kind of things just make me so proud of him, and it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I'm glad you have someone you're proud of. That's wonderful.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
The next question is, what is your most prized possession and why?
Is it bad to say the same thing again?
Well, would you call Keenan a possession?
No, but
So,
he's something that has the most value in my life.
that is true.
You know, be lost
Yeah.
without him. And yeah, nah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's only one in however many people there are, 8.4 billion, whatever it is at the moment, whatever the tally is at the moment. There is
Many
there
number.
is no one anywhere the same as them. So
Yeah.
they're the most valuable because you can't put a price on them. They're priceless.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's like I can't really say that you're wrong. So I'm not going to. Cuz you're not wrong.
Oh, what's that? What's this? What's popped up here? Hello?
Okay. Hello? I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, just something popped up. I was like, what is happening?
I see. The next question. Well, actually, I only have like 4 or 5 questions left. 4 questions left. Let's move somewhere for the last 4.
Alright.
Where are we going?
Maybe back to our original spot.
Okay.
I love how static you are when you're a desktop player.
Yeah, it'll just float around.
You just like preset animation, just
Yeah. I really like the water
really,
though
really
here.
funny.
The
It
water is
really, really pretty.
gorgeous.
It's
Very, very good water.
It does not have any water effects though.
Oh well, I guess. This works. I like this.
It's just
Good thing.
me.
Well, actually, I really like that moon. This moon is gorgeous. I think that was.
It
I think it
is.
was the moon that made me fall in love with this map. Was like, oh my gosh, you could see the moon, and it peers inside this bowl, and it's so cool looking.
It is. It is very cool looking.
All right. Next question is, how do you take
Mhm.
care of yourself?
Um, I don't know. Just try and be happy as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I developed things like trying to find humor in the smallest of things to kind of always keep me laughing and smiling because back in high school, bullied quite a lot,
Oh,
like
I'm sorry.
24/7 kind of lot.
Yeah.
So I tried to, try to find and surround myself in stuff that made me happy and laugh and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know, looking after myself. It's just, just making sure my needs are met. I get enough
Yeah.
sleep. Make sure I've eaten and drunk. Even though I push myself too hard sometimes and burn the candle at both ends sometimes. But
Mm-hmm.
when I know I've been pushing myself too hard, it's like I know I need to reel it back in, get some more
Mm-hmm.
sleep, make sure I eat my meals properly, and yeah, not
Yeah.
float off into the fucking ether of void. Stop it! Come back.
Yeah,
Angry
that makes
things.
sense.
It's really, really angry.
This
So
is
yeah.
mad. You're making content. You're not supposed to do that.
I know.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm glad that
Mm,
you do that. Particularly, I'm glad that you know yourself enough to know when you push it too far, because sometimes
yeah,
people don't, and it's an important skill to know. Is to know yourself to know when to know that
it
you're in
is.
too
It really
much.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
So I'm glad you have that.
mm.
My next question is, what is a question you wish for me to ask you? So like over the course of
A
things,
question you.
yeah, like over the course of things, is there a question that has popped in and was like, oh, I wish they would ask me this so that I could then answer it, you know, that kind of thing.
I honestly I had that thought, and I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna ask me this, or I wonder if they're gonna ask me that, and you've pretty much ended up asking them all anyway. So you pretty much like do very well with covering all bases and also answering questions from what I say within questions. So yeah, I think the only one would probably be just like I'm like I wonder if they're gonna ask like why the whole furry thing because you're also
Yeah.
one, so it's like. Like, and I sometimes ask, like, with the new, like, the new people I play games with, I'm just like, why did you become this? Like, why did you pick these species? Because
Yeah.
it's just like, it's just nice to know, like, just why. Like, I don't care that you are one. It's just curious as to why that one stood out to you.
Hmm. At least for me, in my own experiences, with my furry journey, I guess you could call it,
Mm,
I put a lot of
yeah,
symbolism and thought behind the choices that I make, and sometimes I wonder if other
yeah,
people do the same thing. I've encountered plenty of
yeah.
people don't, but sometimes I
Some
look
people just go,
for
I like this.
yeah, and that's fair. But I mean, there's always like there could be a chance that there might be a meaning behind it, and you wouldn't know unless you ask. So, no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Um.
Nope.
Well, I'm glad I covered all the bases.
Yeah.
And yeah. So what I'm hearing is, no, you didn't have a question that you wanted to be answered.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Just double checking. Cool.
That's all good.
The next question is, when are you the happiest?
I say when I am the happiest is when I'm hanging around with Keenan.
Mm-hmm.
When we're either running around in VR, if we're running around playing games, or sitting down and chatting, or we're, playing Baldur's Gate, or just when I'm around them, I'm the happiest because we have fun. We don't care about anything else except just enjoying each other's company, and yeah, it's when I'm
That's
always the
nice.
happiest, really, because it's just wholesome. It's just
Yeah.
again, I don't need much to be happy, but they provide
That's
so
great.
much. So it's just always happy.
I'm glad you have that. That's
Like,
wonderful.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's like, it's not always sunshines and rainbows. Like, that's just
Mhm.
unrealistic. There's no perfect world like that.
Yeah.
But even when things, when we need to sit down and talk about things and whatnot, it's always in a very open, easy, calm environment. So
Mhm.
even if things are uncomfy and not, not fun, it's still not like it's gonna be,
You're not
bickering or yelling and
expecting.
screaming. It's
Yeah, you're not expecting somebody to yell at you, which is nice.
exactly. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Even though the brain thinks it's still gonna happen, I know it's not gonna.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
we're able to work through things together.
That's great. I'm glad.
Mm.
Wonderful. Um,
Yeah.
my last question is, who would you want me to see interviewing next?
It's really mean. He's the gremlin coming out being just like, interview Keaton, I want to see what he says.
I mean, I could.
I literally would be just like, alright, I'm done. Where is he? Here. You go. Your turn. He's
Your
gonna be like,
turn.
what?
Uh,
That'd actually be really funny if it'd be really funny.
you probably would have to help me convince him, but
He probably would be fine. Like, he does things, he helps things all the time. I'm pretty sure he's streaming tonight with one of his friends to help them with the game, but he's also very, very tired, so don't know.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
I could stitch him up. I
It's
kind
up
of do want to stitch him.
if that's something that you
Oh, that'd be
want.
hilarious.
Uh,
I
I
kind
mean,
of do. I know it. I know it's. See what I mean? This is the gremlin that's just like, be just like, hi, you know that thing I did? Yeah, you're doing it now. And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, well, bye.
see ya. I'm not here for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
say stitch him up and do it.
all right.
And then if he says no, which I doubt, I have a backup in case.
Okay. Well, hook me up with details and whatnot, and we'll work it out.
Mhm.
All
Yep.
right. Cool. Thank you very much.
Yee.
That is the last of my questions. I'm trying to
Mhm.
think of. I guess yeah, this would be the end of the recording. So
Yep.
to the invisible audience here that has listened, if you
Mhm.
liked what we talked about and the conversations we had, you probably would like Quick Flow. So where can people find
Yay.
you?
Where can people find me? The main ones are obviously YouTube. Ow. Ow. See, that's what happens with the nails. They get caught on things. Would definitely be YouTube and Twitch. They're the biggest things I post on. Twitter is, or well, X is. That's just whatever it is. That's just like a void now. And
Yeah.
whatever I post on those social medias also gets posted to TikTok. So but the main ones are YouTube and Twitch. So yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you. I feel like there's more things. Let me recalibrate myself here real quick.
It's all good.
Yeah, I got nothing. I think we did pretty good. Did you have a good time?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. You picked a good world
Yeah.
to do it in too, so
Eh. I'm glad this one
music
worked
is
out.
bad. Pulls out emotions. It's scary stuff.
Yeah, it's mean like that.
Mm, it's the music.
Anyway.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being here, and thank you for doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'll
thank you
let
for the
you.
invite.
Yeah, I'll let you know when the final product comes out, so you can see what I
Okay.
made of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
um,
No worries.
thank you again, and
Yeah.
closing statements, stopping recording. I don't know how to do things anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just thank you, and
Yep.
take care.
Mhm.
See you around.
Yeah.
Good night.
You're tall. Night.
Night.